Hello friends, welcome back to spelling. In the previous sessions, we have seen the theory part of the spelling where we talked about the pre-skills that are required, the skills, the auditory and the visual modal skills that is required, and also the competencies that the child requires to become a good speller. From now on, we are going to get into the fun part, the rules. Before we get into the rules, let me please give you a note of caution that not all children will take to rules. Some children would like to learn the word as a whole word. We let them use their comfortable style of learning, and at any point of time when we see that the child is struggling, at that time we gently introduce the rules and tell them perhaps this will help them spell better. When we are also doing the rules, we will come up with exceptions because English is a very difficult language to master. Every rule will have its exceptions, and these exceptional words are known as scissor words, like how they are cut off from the main. So, we will introduce the scissor words to every rule as we go on teaching. The order of teaching spelling is the order in which I am introducing the segments to you today. So, let us start with the fun part of spelling, the rules. Before we go further, we are going to visit some terminologies that are commonly used in spelling. Terminologies like short vowels, blends, digraphs and long vowels. Let us go into each of them in detail. Short vowels. When you start teaching spelling to our child, we will start teaching him the short vowels first. It always helps to have a vowel strip as we teach the child. The vowel strip again will help the child associate the beginning sound to the picture and hence get the correct sound of the short vowels of each of the vowel. Let me remind you that we have given you a link where you can download these short vowel sounds and long vowel sounds and also the consonant sounds and learn it at your own pace. Here the vowel strip that you see, we have the letter name A and the short vowel sound A. A. The letter name E and the short vowel sound E. E. The letter name I and the short vowel sound I. I. The letter name O and the short vowel sound O. O. And the letter name U, short vowel sound A. A. The child has to master these sounds. The next step after mastering these sounds is teaching him small words or what we call the CVC words, the consonant vowel consonant words. For example, words like cat, map, leg, these are all CVC words. Can we take a look at that? We have cat, C, V, C. The one thing that you will notice is that they are all short vowel sounds and single syllable words. Let us take the word leg, C, V, C, with the short vowel sound E. Leg. We have caught, again C, V, C. C standing for consonant, V for vowel and C for consonant with the short vowel sound of O. These are CVC words which are the most easiest to master for a child who is beginning to learn spelling. We can teach them as a word family. You can have the A short vowel and we can have the O short vowel. But when we teach them, we go on to the next step, which is the decoding units. Now, the decoding units are units of one vowel and one consonant that comes at the end of the word. that one vowel, one consonant combination can be AG, AN, AD, ED, EG. What will be remembered is that these will remain constant. AT will be your rhyme. Now, this I am talking about RIME, and this would be your onset. Now, the rhymes will remain the change, the decoding unit will remain the same, but the onset will keep changing. So, decoding units can be taught, this concept of onset and rhyme can be taught using these decoding units, and decoding units are nothing but one vowel, one consonant coming at the end of the word remaining constant while the onset changes. So, for this onset and rhyme exercises, we have a game which we can use, as you can see in the slide. We have what we call a slider. The slider is a strip of paper with another strip of paper running horizontally, and the decoding unit will be written in the horizontal strip of paper, and we can slide it up and down the vertical strip which will have the onset or the consonant beginnings. This is a nice game the child can use, kinesthetically helpful, and visually the child will also be able to recognize the word, and he will realize that the onset will keep changing, but the rhyme does not change. The next term that we see often in spelling is blends. Now, blends are when two consonants come together. You can hear the sound of both the individual consonants, but they are blended together to form a blend. The word blend by itself has got a blend in it. You can hear the B, the sound of the B, you can hear the sound of the L, but it is synchronized together, it is put together, and you get the sound of bl, and they form one team. So, when you are teaching blends, you do not teach them as one sound, you teach them as two sounds, but they form one unbreakable team. This is important to remember, that you cannot break the blend team, because when later on when we do our morphology or when we do our syllabication, we need to remember this rule. So, blends are two consonants coming together. You can hear the sound of both the consonants individually, but together they are one team, and you can hear bl. We have 2-letter blends and we have 3-letter blends. 2-letter blends are your L blends, like your bl, fl, cl, gl, gl. Your R blends like your br, tr, sr, skr, and you have so many other blends like your W blends, your P blends, and your M blends. We have shown you in a chart the kind of blends and the kind of words that come with the blends. There are 3-letter blends where you have str, spl, and skr, as in screen, splash, street. You can hear all the 3 sounds of the 3-letter blend, like you can hear s, p, l, spl, but they form one team. You cannot divide between them when you are doing it as a blend. Many of times we also see blends coming at the end of a word. These are known as end blends, like for instance ND, MP, NK, NT. Words bland, stamp, pink, pant. If you notice, these N, you can hear the sound of both the letters, but they form one team that comes at the blend at the end. One thing that we can make a difference between the beginning blends and the end blends is the end blends will have a nasal tone to it, whereas the beginning blends will not. If you look at these words, you will realize bland, stamp, pink, pant. There is a nasal tone at the end of the word. So, these are your blends, your beginning blends and your end blends. The next terminology that we will come across is your digraphs. Now, what are digraphs? Digraphs are when you have two consonant sounds coming together, but you can hear only one sound. Blend is different. Blend, you can hear both the sounds, whereas here when two consonant sounds come together and you can hear only one sound, that is your digraph. All right. We have vowel digraphs and we have consonant digraphs. We will talk about the vowel digraphs later on because they form a vowel team when we do the long vowel sounds. But here we are talking about sh, ch, th and w, which are the most commonly used digraphs in English language. Now, in sh you have s coming in, you have an h coming in, but what is the sound that you hear? You hear the sh sound. For example, ship, chip, thing and what. All these four are very commonly used and we can show it to them kinesthetically the difference between the blend and the digraph. Now, the blend is when two consonants come together, B, L, and when they come together they form a team. So, they both are heard. In a digraph you have an S and an H, but they form one sound. That means you can hear just one sound. So, S, H, sh, C, H, sh, T, T, H, th, W, H, w, B, L, bl, C, R, cr, D, R, dr. Kinesthetically, when you can show them and make them feel the difference, they will learn to internalize. There are activities that we can do for teaching digraphs. For instance, if you would like to teach the word beginning with sh sounds, make a shoe. Every child knows that shoe starts with the sound sh. So, draw a shoe and ask him to fill the shoe with as many sh words as he knows. This is a good activity, a visual activity. You can finish it and you can make it as a poster in your classroom the child is constantly seeing. Another activity that we can do for teaching the digraphs is having 3 or 4 cones in a chart paper with pockets in it. Now, we are going to ask the child to classify and to put the various words in their respective pockets. Beginning sound is what we are looking at, digraph is what we are looking at. So, where do you think the first one will go? Let us see. Right, it gets right into the th sound cone. The next one goes into the ch sound cone. Ship goes into the sh cone. Let us see the rest. Is it going right? So far so good. Good. Yes. Good. And finally, shop will go into the sh cone. This is a fun game for the child. It's kinesthetic, it's visual. At the same time, he has learned to classify each sound. So, he has also learned to discriminate. We talked about visual discrimination and auditory discrimination. Here is a classic example of how he is discriminating between the various sounds and the letter combinations. As you know, English is a complicated language and not all the words are phonetic. The children will find it difficult, and to make it easier for the child to learn the spelling, we have rules to help the child learn. The Flossie rule is one such rule which will help the child to learn the spelling of certain words. The rule goes like this. When you have a word with a single syllable with a short vowel sound ending in F, L, S and Z, then we double the last letter. Let me revisit this rule. When you have a word which is a single syllable with a short vowel sound ending in F, L, S and Z, then we double the last letter. For example, the words like wall, will, tell, ass, miss, less, puff, snuff, bluff, buzz, fuzz and fizz. As the name of the rule itself suggests, the hint is there for you right in the name of the rule. When a word which is a single syllable word with a short vowel sound ends in F, L, S and Z, then we double the last letter. I had mentioned about scissor words. Well, here they come. The first block of scissor words that come for this rule is that when you have a word with a long vowel sound ending in F, L, S and Z, then you do not, I repeat, you do not double the last letter. Like for instance, in the word keel, brief, seize, they are all single syllable words, yes, long vowel sounds, E sound, and they all end in L, F and S, but we do not double the last letter. Similarly, when you have a consonant that comes before the last letter, there also we do not double the last letter. For instance, in the word twirl, curl, swirl, R is coming before L, so we do not double the last consonant. This is your Flossie rule. The next rule we are going to see is your CK rule. SLD children will find this rule very easy to learn, and the rule goes like this. When you have a single syllable word with a short vowel sound ending in the K sound, then we use CK to denote the K sound. Let us see how it works. Let us take the word pack, peck, pick, clock, shock, duck and cluck. All these words are single syllable, all have a short vowel and they all end in K sound. So, when we write the K sound as CK. So, the spelling of duck would be D-U-C-K. Here again there are exceptions. I have told you that every word or every rule will have an exception. When there is a consonant sound coming before the K sound in a word with a short vowel sound in single syllable word, then we do not say CK, but we say K and we write it with the K. For instance, in the word pink, tank, plank, plonk and junk, you will see that the letter N comes in front of the last K sound. Then we use only K and not CK. That is your CK rule. The other exception to the CK rule is when you have a long vowel sound. Again, in a single syllable word with a long vowel sound ending in the K sound, then you do not write it with CK, but just K. Peak, speak, tweak, leak, cheek. These are all words which have got long vowel sound E and ending in the K sound. So, we write it with only a K and not a CK. This, friends, are your CK rule. The way to teach them is first the short vowel, the CVC words, the decoding units, and then we start off with teaching the Flossie rule and then the CK rule. The next rule would be the TCH and DGE rule for SLD children. Children who have difficulty in discriminating the written aspect of ch sound. Is it CH? Is it TCH? We have a rule. The rule goes like this. When you have a single syllable word with a short vowel sound ending in ch, then we write the ch sound not as CH but as TCH. The T acts like a wall for no reason at all. So, let us see the words hitch, patch, fetch, scotch, hutch. All these words can be taught as a word family, and many times what is effective is to take one word which the child is very familiar with. For instance, a one single word with TCH that the child is very familiar is match. They would have played umpteen matches in their lives and they know the word match. So, let us use that match and bring in all the TCH rule as a word family. Then we have the DGE rule. Similar rule, when you have a single syllable word ending with a j sound and a short vowel in front of it, then what do? We add D in front of GE and D acts like a wall for no reason at all. So, we have words like ledge, fridge, lodge, smudge and badge. Let us take the word fridge for the child. He must be familiar with the fridge and then take it on from there and teach it as a word family. It helps many times when teaching these rules to generate the words from the child. Give the child one example of the sound, the word, and give them the meaning and then ask them to come up with the word. This way you will be encouraging him to think of the word and to come up with the meaning and match it. For instance, supposing I am teaching the TCH rule, then in patch or match, I have given him the sound match, patch. Now, I am going to talk about a hole where something is put. It could be a hutch. When I talk about something said in a very loud, high screeching noise, that would be a pitch. So, you are encouraging the child. So, you are giving him the meaning and you are also eliciting the word from him. This way, the child's vocabulary will increase. So, friends, these are the rules for the short vowels. We have the Flossie rule, the CK rule, we have the TCH and DGE rule. Most of these rules have exceptions, some are very straightforward and do not have. For you can, and children often come up with their kinds of doubts, you can explain to them that the rules will specifically be for short vowel sounds. Friends, we have seen the rules for the short vowels. Next segment, we will see the rules for all the long vowels. So, till my next, bye-bye.